think infinite banking is only good for business owners? Well, think again. Even W-2 employees can do this, and you know what? It might even be more impactful for you than you realize. All right, so let's talk about what infinite banking actually is, right? It's a process, it's a system of always putting your money in motion. The vehicle they use is whole life insurance. Yes, the very thing that even when I was a financial advisor, I would say, why would you ever do that? Well, that's because I didn't understand what it was and the benefits of what I could be doing. Because when I use a whole life insurance policy, not only does it have a death benefit, but it also has this cash value type of account. It's this tax-free, high-yield savings account. That's awesome. For example, I could maybe get a CD at 5% a year right now, short term, maybe like a 6-month CD, but I can get paid 6% a year with my cash over here, and it's tax-free. At least with a 5% CD, it's taxable. I might walk with maybe a 3 or 4% return. Here I get 6% and that's it. And so it's a place to store your money and use that cash, but not just let it sit there and accumulate for decades. It's the money that can actually be used to make you more money now. Now, why does this work even if you're not a business owner? Now, business owners love this because they know, 1, they want to have liquid cash. 2, they want to be able to invest in their business, and or 3, in other types of investments and things they're doing. They're always trying to create acceleration of money. They're trying to create more speed with their money. And that's what this is trying to do. But for you as an employee, this is even more important because what's your only options you're given? It's the 401k, right? You're just given a crappy little 401k and they'll say, hey, we'll pay you the match. And it's free money. It's brainless. Everybody should be doing it. But what they don't tell you is that 401ks have the most expensive fees, and their funds tend to do worse than the stock market. So what happens is, by the time you finally get that little 100% match, guess what? It just makes up for the bad performance and the extra fees you're paying the 401k. Did you know that every time even when I did an analysis on Fidelity's target date retirement funds that a lot of people use, especially millennials, did you know this? Did you know that in the last 10 years, you would have been better off investing in the S&P 500 by yourself than getting a 100% match on your 401k investing in Fidelity's funds? That's the fact. That's scary, right? That should scare you. That's the thing I'm talking about here, is that is why so many people get trapped. They get their money locked into prison, and this also prevents you from being able to have financial freedom sooner than you realize. This is why you have to wait until at least your 60s, if not your 70s, before you're able to truly retire and enjoy that money. But what if you could have that money instead? Instead of like locking it away with your employer at a W-2 job where you have to get fired or quit to get access to it, which is not a good strategy, by the way. But instead, you can have that money in your possession. This is where infinite banking comes in, because this is what all of our clients are doing. They're keeping the money liquid and cash available. They know they don't want to keep it in the bank because you put it in your bank, and that's not the worst thing in the world. But if you put it in the bank, you make 0.nothing%, then you get taxed on 0.nothing%. Maybe you put it in a money market. Maybe you put it in a high yield savings account. But again, they might top out at maybe 4% a year. But after you pay taxes, you might net 3% a year. So you want something that helps move the needle a little bit better. It pays you a little bit more interest while also giving the ability to invest that money to create passive income now. That's why this could be the best thing for you, not ever, right? But it's the best tool for you to use to keep your money liquid, so then you can get it out into passive investments to generate passive income for you today versus waiting till your 60s or 70s to see if it even worked in the first place. That's why it works so great for you. So let me give you an example. So I had a client that he worked in the tech industry. Great guy, by the way. He even started out doing an infinite banking policy, but then he later hired us to do consulting with our work optional blueprint to kind of figure out how to become work optional. And in the beginning, he's like, hey, I've already been doing some real estate. I'm getting to know this infinite banking concept. It seems pretty cool, but I want to do it better. I want to become financially independent where I don't need to work anymore. And so his initial goal was only $5,000 a month. Now, he hit that. He hit that pretty quickly as he consulted with us. Was it because of infinite banking? No. But what it did is he stopped funding the money in his 401k where he couldn't do anything with it except leave it locked up in these mediocre, cruddy mutual fund options that were with Fidelity or with his 401k company. And instead, he was able to have that money in his power, his control. He was able to do things on his own terms now. And so he got that money into his infinite banking policy. Yes, he still used savings accounts. He still even used old IRAs and things like that to invest. Got over $5,000 a month. By the way, now he's at $13,000 a month. 6 years later, he's now at $13,000 a month, about to approach $14,000 a month, which is his goal to become 100% work optional, meaning that he has enough passive income coming in that he can easily quit his job, never have to look back if that's what he chooses to do. The great thing is, all in the meantime, not only has he of course, done this, but he's also built up that cash in his policy, used that money to invest, and that's allowed him to pick up extra dollars along the way. More interest on the policy, which allows him to invest more money too. Now, granted, remember, infinite banking is not perfect, right? And just so you know, not all infinite banking is the same. Not all policies are made the same. Most agents make them more expensive than they should be. And there are costs up front. So it wasn't like day one, he was making lots of money with his infinite banking policy. We were using both savings, IRAs, and infinite banking in tandem and doing it in the right way. And that's what you got to understand, is that everybody has their own little formula of how to make it work the best. The good news is we got your back. Because here at Money Ripples, we offer the best infinite banking policies with the lowest cost to you, so you can get the biggest ROI on the cash you can get out of them. So if you're interested in more, going deeper into this, go to moneyripples.com/infinite-banking and check that out today.